Hey there everybody, Eric from Outer Limitless coming at you today with a look at another fantastic flashlight from the company Nitecore. Now I don't usually start a product review with a review of another product, but that's exactly what I'm going to do here today, where I'm going to talk to you briefly about the EDC17. Now the Nitecore EDC17 is a flashlight I covered in another video. However, I need to bring this up from the standpoint that this is the first Nitecore model that introduced this side switch, which has been absolutely fantastic. This EDC17 is phenomenal. I really enjoy it. It's been nothing but flawless, great functionality, and that even comes with their new switch mechanism, which I do have to say, I am a huge fan. I love this. It is extremely effective. I have yet to negligently discharge. That is most specifically in my pocket, where I've had a lot of problems with Nitecore flashlights and burning down my pockets. But I have never had a problem with the EDC17, and this has been in my pocket continuously. And I just absolutely love it. And so today, the EDC09, kind of similar in some ways, but very different in others. And I'm going to start this entire video by saying, if you are somebody that likes Nitecore flashlights and you want to have the best of like a system, get both of these. Get the EDC17 and get the EDC09 and keep both of them together. It's such an awesome combination. I love this. They are fundamentally different. They operate from the same mechanism, but that's where everything else changes. It's really basically the form factor in a way, and then the overall just switch mechanism, which are really the only two similarities. And then these are completely different, and they offer completely different capabilities, strengths, weaknesses, but combined, these are an extremely powerful and flexible and functional pair of flashlights that get you through pretty much just about every scenario, with some exceptions, and my exceptions being that high candela punch that I do personally love. So I would love to get some like further throw with more light, so candela punch at distance. But other than that, man, what a combination. And so putting the EDC17 aside, we will now officially start the review of the EDC09. First off, the Flatlight sort of form factor here. Nice and slim, great pocket clip. And this is a little bit different from the other models where this has an articulating head. You'll see that I have a cover on it right now, and it does give you the ability to take the head and swivel it with a 102-degree bend. So it's not just 90 degrees, but it actually goes a little bit beyond that so that you can angle it if you have this stashed in your front pocket or on the front strap of a backpack or something like that. But even furthermore, a beautiful magnet, high quality, high strength, flat bottom design. So not only can you stand this, so you can see first off, very easy to tail stand this. Gets a little bit front heavy if you're not careful. You can kind of knock it over, but it hasn't been bad. I really haven't struggled with it at all. And I have used this at length, literally on my nightstand at night, where my wife is, going to bed or she's asleep and I don't want to turn on the entire room. Give it a little click, turn on that light, but even better with the diffuser. So this diffuser has been awesome, and I'm giving away the secret, the different color temperatures, which is really cool. And although in a certain regard it's kind of gimmicky, I do see where this comes into play. Now you'll notice when I turned on the light, I actually had it in the warm setting, and that's because I've been using this at night on my nightstand, lighting up my room, just enough light to get around, soft, even glow with that diffuser, warm, comforting light, enough to see, and that's fantastic. But I will go as far as to say, some people really like that cool light. The cool light giving you the ability to perceive things a little bit easier. So, at distance, your eyes might be able to pick this up a little bit better. but some people find it to be cool. The best for me, right in the middle, that neutral light. And the nice thing about that is it's close enough to daylight balanced where if you're a photographer or you want to use this for alternate lighting for pictures or video, it actually works very well. And I have done that a number of times. You would not know it, but I have been using this recently to light up some of my thumbnail photos where I needed a little bit of a fill. And that's done a great job just to fill in and give me that nice even light in my photos. So the fact that it has these color temperatures, although a little bit gimmicky, I've used it to my advantage. Now just to say it, warm, neutral, and cool have different outputs. And I'm not gonna go through all of them, but I will definitely show you the functionality. So first off, if you hold down the mode button and slide forward here, that's going to come on in the lowest mode, which is the ultra low. And again, I'm going to click through here. So warm, cool, neutral, warm, cool, neutral. So we're going to talk about the cool just for a minute. That is the highest output capable with this flashlight. So the cool, no matter which mode you're on, for the most part, you're going to basically get yourself that 1 lumen output if you hold down the mode button and flip this forward. But if you just flip it forward without holding down the mode button, you're going to see this is coming in the low. So in the cool light, low mode, 50 lumens. Another flip here. That's going to be mid, 200 lumens. Another flip here, high, 1600 lumens. Now, just for the sake of the argument, if you go to the warm highest output, that's going to drop you down to 1050 lumens. And then the neutral, that's going to be 1450. So again, the cool having the highest output in that high mode, 1600 lumens. With a total runtime of around 2 hours and 15 minutes. Now, I have not found any time where this really did ramp itself back down. I feel like it's doing a pretty good job with the overall heat dissipation, and that's been a great advantage with these lights. They're not messing around with those crazy turbo modes. They're getting things dialed in. They're taking advantage of their nice UHI LEDs, and they're giving you some solid functionality. And the key is with the combination of both the EDC17 and EDC09, well, you get all the way from your nice beam patterns, wide flood, laser, UV, secondary beam, which also in this case with the EDC09 allows you to change those color temperatures. You have magnetic tail cap, glass breaker, but then you can also use the diffuser on both, which is pretty cool. So if you want something that allows you to really soften up the light, get a nice even glow, you can certainly use this in both cases. And on top of that, you get that articulating head. And I have loved this light, both of these. Fantastic. And like I said, I pretty much just keep that diffuser on here. I've yet to really need to run this with the diffuser off from the standpoint that I am running both the EDC17 and EDC09 together as a system. And they've been great. EDC09. So turning this on real quick in that lowest mode, you can see here, that's the ultra low. Soft glow, nice and easy, and then getting between those color temperatures, neutral, warm, and cool. Doesn't beam off too far, but you can see that nice even glow. Now turning the light off and back on, this is now coming on in that low mode. So the low mode doing a nice job. You can see plenty of light to even start illuminating the room. Here going between the temperatures, that is going to be your warm, cool, medium. Flipping up, that's going to be that medium mode. That's a ton of light right there. So if there was a power outage, this would be fantastic to help me get around. That diffuser kicking the light in all directions. You don't always get that. And again, the ability to kind of change that color temperature so that it's a little more comfortable. So from the warm to the cool and the neutral, definitely sweet. One more flip there to high. I mean, look how much light this is. That's a crazy amount of light. So the cool, you can see it definitely gives you a perception of being able to see a little bit better. I do like the fact that the neutral gives you the ability to maybe use this as an alternate light for photography, videography, but the warm, making it a little more comfortable, a little more moody, using it in a room where you just want a little bit of light and it's soft and it's easy on the eyes. This light is really awesome. Again, so far, I am very happy. Now, if you needed to, you can long press. That's going to give you that alternate mode. So you can see here, it's kind of like a strobe. This is going to help to get somebody's attention. You could put it on a vehicle, especially with that magnet. That works out very well. So on top of all of this, you actually get a little additional functionality, which is cool. And so as you've heard me say pretty much the entire time, the EDC09, it's been great. But in my opinion, it's been great because Nitecore is doing great things. The EDC17, it's also great. I really, at this point, would struggle without either one of these. I feel like they're finally getting things to where I personally want them to be, but I think where a lot of customers want them to be. Flexibility, functionality, but the ease of use. I mean, this switch has been a game changer. I think it's really functionally working well. I have a hard time seeing how I'm actually gonna accidentally bump it in my pocket. And if I do, it's just going on in a low mode, which is not gonna melt you down. And so to me, very effective, very functional, working extremely well. It's really going in a great direction. So I'm extremely, extremely happy to see what Nitecore is doing. And I am extremely excited to see where they go. My next thing for me, I want to see that Candela punch. I mean, if you could get these in a combination with all this stuff and maybe, have an alternate beam pattern here that, one's a nice soft, wide flood, but then the other gives you that great Candela punch. I mean, man, would we really be rocking and rolling, and especially utilizing both of these as a system. So with that, guys, thank you so much for following along. Take a look in the description box below where you can find all of the relevant links. Thank you to the people at Nitecore who did provide these for review. And again, thank you all. I appreciate you stopping by. Take care now. I will see you soon.